be like hot, laly. Oh, but I'm not get off my headphones, so it doesn't like interfere with the. I was watching. There's two other people. There's so much people live at the moment. But I was watching a ladies live on TikTok. Then I began to watch a ladies live on what's that thing called again? I forget the name. On YouTube. I'm on YouTube right now. So I watched one on Instagram, on TikTok, and then the other one on YouTube. And then I was like, you know what? I usually go live, so let me hop on live really quick and say, hello, how you doing today? Okay, I just want to say this. I am not a rapper, nor am I a capper. If you know what? I am a rapper. I'm not a capper, but I am a rapper. And if you don't like my rhymes, well. Just know it didn't take me much time to come up with the rhyme. You know, I did it for fun. Oh no, not this. I did it for fun. I did not drink no rum. I did it for fun. I did it for love. I did it to help myself feel sane. The irritation of being in a place, the irritation of falling on your face, the irritation. Yeah, don't keep it in rotation. Oh, let it go, let it flow. Let it go, let it flow. Let it go, let it all just flow. All the pain you know, and the irritation. Oh, the frustration. Let it go. You should surely know. Peace upon you, yo. Let it go. When, because sometimes in life, you're doing something that, you're like, I want to be doing something else. But that's what you got to be doing at the right moment. They say as above, so below, but things take time to move from the spirit to the physical, and it's all in God's timing. It's all like if it's in the will of God, it's not really like we could say and we could declare a lot of things, but if it's not within the will of God, then it's gonna be a little like difficult for something. So you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You gotta be free. You gotta believe. You gotta achieve. You gotta be like that. You gotta let it go. You could even say like Frozen. I don't know. I never seen the movie, but let it go, something like that. Because she has a spirit too, but I have my own spirit, like my spirit, and the energy, the influence, it's like more so like the God in the person, which is ultimately God, because God is in each of us. Is how we, I guess, the free will. Are we gonna let the light shine, or are we gonna be like are we gonna let our flesh rule? And anger is one of those things, like for sure. And like holding on to things, and like you can learn and you can know things about people, and and we're all like our own person, but we gotta let it go and just let it flow and let it be, and no free, and if you already suffered, but you learn to like, okay, well, this is what God wants, so damn. And it's like, I know some people are like, well, you have to act. You do have to act, as like you do act. You tell God what you want, and You know, you move and you flow in that you move and you flow in that manner, and then good things, and it's like it turns out better than what you even could even imagine. Like it turns out even better. You're like safe, like everything turns out better than you could like ever imagine. Not bad, but better, like good, something like positive. But yeah, like I don't know, I don't, like, I've gone on here before and I've said like spirits, and that's really true. Like spirit realm, it's like if you pay attention, everything's speaking to you. People can see God. Like you can see God in everything, and God is in everything. You just gotta see, like, when you see the light, that's God in it. Like that's where God is doing it, like in the light. In the light of a person, that's what shines in a person, that's God in a person. So you you get closer to the light. Music allows you to bask in the light. And it should be, when we're basking in the light, it's like the goodness of things, the good things that people do, like the light of people. So I understand that. Like even people following, like, I guess, like before we had more so like prophets, now we have, like, according to a pastor on YouTube, I don't know his name, I forget, but I posted it a couple weeks ago, I could find it, but he said that the artists are channelers. Now we have prophets, now we have channelers, I guess, or we have like different people. So my response to that in life is, really honestly, we should just exist like people, and understand that ultimately, like, what the message that we get comes from God. And the thing is, God does repeat himself. Like many prophets, from what I interpret, like they kind of like say, okay, well, they've been like, ask a pastor, go to a church if you, I guess, really want to know, but like apparently, like, Jesus, people knew Jesus was coming because, like, I believe it was many prophets, like, it's always been like foreshadowed that he was gonna come, like, like the coming of Jesus was like foretold, like within like many, like, many people, like it was just foretold, people like heard about it. So in that, like, I kind of like understand that it's like we're gonna pull towards like certain things, because life ultimately, although it hasn't it changed a lot, but it hasn't changed at the same time. Like people still have the same feelings, and people, like, we encounter people from so many different cultures, and the way that they, it changes our own ways. For example, like a perfect example, let's say like Africans brought to like the Caribbean, and then like they got introduced to, like, Catholic symbols and stuff like that. And so then, like, African spirituality was like in the Caribbean, and I don't know, not a lot, but in a lot of places it's mixed with what's the thing called? I have no idea. What is it called? It's mixed with the Catholicism, like the spirits, and then like they name them and they put them together. So it's like, things shift, and then like more things are like added in a sense, or like, you get me? And it's like that change, that shift, ultimately I can't say like, okay, this is good or this is bad, because I'm not necessarily God, but I see the good in it, but I see the bad in it. I see the good in like pure just Christianity, and I also see the negativity in it as well. So it's just more so like what your heart ultimately says. And honestly, like, your heart won't tell you to like feel negative. And a lot of people, I feel like they will like lose like certain hope in things, and or like they'll lose certain, like, I don't know, ways of doing stuff, because they feel like, okay, well, if I do this, it's something like, like negative. I don't know if you're even understanding what I'm trying to say, but long story short though, I honestly just try to do your best to be kind to everybody. Like, not everyone is like I don't feel like everyone intentionally is trying to like do harm. And I heard someone else say that today, and it's true. Like I want to believe that, you know, but I also know that people do know what they do. So it's something you just gotta be like you gotta protect yourself, and you gotta like know that ultimately every day God always protects you too. Like God always covers you. God puts like angels around you, like Psalm 91, like all that. It's like honestly real. Like he protects me in my coming in and in my coming out. All the angels, anything that's with me, that loves me, that takes care of me, like, you know, anything that is around, you gotta like be grateful for that. And it's something that's with you because God allowed it to be with you. So I think that it is really a blessing to be alive and to get to experience this. And the world is such an interesting place, and people say there's a lot of negativity, but I choose to see the light, right? I choose to see that the moon is in the sky, although it's dark. That if I keep my eyes on the moon, on the light, you know, when I'm in the darkness, there's no way that I'm not gonna make it out, you know, because I'm following, you know, they follow the North Star, right? That's the brightest star, right, in the sky. So that's kind of how I see it. But I feel like every day I learn more and more about just, you know, myself and things that bother me, irritate me, and like also like other people that might like bother and irritate like other people. And like when you look at yourself, it's easier for you to notice like things like in others, and then more so like give them grace for it instead of condemning them when you don't notice it in yourself. But you know, just little things, you know. And ultimately one of the things that we do have to do is just really pray, like be grateful to God and pray and be one, and you know, like just be that. Once you have recognition that that's where it comes from, you know, once you're aware, you know, you can live your life how you choose, but you gotta give thanks, you gotta give recognition, like full throne authority. Like honestly, I believe in Jesus Christ. You guys, however, well, no, I would say that you should read about him, and you know, and learn about Jesus Christ and just everything. Like just read the Bible, the stories, you know. Although like some people may say things are altered, and they very much could be, but the ultimate message, like that everyone agrees upon, is that he came to the world. He was the Son of God, the only Son of God, the only one. I get, like, true son. We're like adopted son. He's like, yeah, you guys are not fully my light. Like I had to send my full light, the fullness of me, my true intention of what I would like for you guys to be. Wow. Yeah, because that's what it seems like. Yeah, you guys didn't come out exactly how I wanted you guys to. So I had to send my only son, because that's the only one that's like me, and because of him, you guys can all come back to me too. And you know, you know those people that you love, and but you know they're faulty, but you still love them because you know they're your, like, everyone, you know, not everyone, but Jesus Christ. You still love them. You still reverence them, right? People still reverence, like, you know, we could take it to the new age. People still like R. Kelly. People still like Chris Brown. People still like Drake. People still like Kendrick. Like, people still like these people because like they were like around these people. So it's like, you know, and because people are gonna see the light, or like, and you know, and that's kind of like God, like saying, like, you know, you look, I still allow people to see the light in you. Right? And that's in a big scale, so you know more people understand that. But yeah, like people still see the light in you. That's beautiful, right? It's super beautiful. God still, no matter how crazy, how messed up you are, God still allows the light to shine within you, like, you know, his light. And the people to still like love you for real. And it doesn't have to be everybody, which is something that, you know, I don't know if people struggle with that, but not everyone has to like you. And it's okay if they don't. It makes things easier, less socializing. But what was I gonna say? No, I'm kidding. Like, but true though. I just want to say though, like, yeah, I believe that Jesus Christ is truly a healer, and I believe that everything is gonna like be exactly the way it's meant to be. And no matter what, no matter like when it may, delays, you can call yourself to like delay yourself, but what I do believe though is like, no matter what, Jesus Christ will come through. He's a healer, and you just have to know exactly what it is that you more so, like me, what is it that you need to heal. And there is actions you can take, and I believe praying is like a really good like one. And I tried fasting for like the first real time, and I was like, okay, I could do this. It wasn't that bad, honestly. But yeah, like that was good. Fasting was good. Praying, great. Reading the Bible, great. I like reading it with you guys or reading it by myself. But yeah, so yeah, everyone, like, there is a lot of darkness in the world because maybe we're in a dark time, but the moon is still like in the nighttime. It's still in the sky, and the sun comes out every single day. So it's like you can choose to see the sun every single day. Like, you could choose to pray every single day. Like, you could choose to like be close to God every single day. Even if you're in the darkness and you get filthy, you get a little dirty, you could run away, but it's a time of darkness sometimes. I suggest the book of Obadiah. Yeah, I'm gonna read that book. I've never read that book before. Honestly, I like, I know that sometimes people criticize other people because they're like, well, you don't even know this, and you don't even know that, and you don't have this. And it's just like, I understand people's point of view, because at the end of the day, we're human, and I've judged people like that too. Like, like, I've done that myself, so I'm no one to be like judge someone for like judging me like incorrectly, because I've done that. Well, I don't know if it's incorrectly, because after I judge somebody, I just leave them alone, and then I'd be like, you know what, God, I'm sorry for judging them, and then I keep going. If I judge someone incorrectly, like, it's no big deal, I'm sorry. But I honestly never like looked back and was like, well, yeah, judge them like they're a good person, but they were like a bad person. But never like they were like a bad person and then like I stayed long enough to find out they were actually a good person. So yeah. But anyways, but what I'm trying to get at though is like, in life, you just gotta, stay close to the light. Like, music is life. Like, being happy, having fun. Someone today got married. I'm celebrating the marriage of today. I'm celebrating a successful end of the work week. I'm celebrating litness. I'm celebrating my life. I'm celebrating like healing of my heart, my body, my mind. Like, I'm celebrating like my life, how far I have made it. 28 years. Yo, that's a long time to live, for real. It truly is. And there's so many things within my 28 years that I said I wanted to do, that I could only like hope that God gives me the health, the years, the wisdom, the love to like actually be able to like accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. And what's crazy? Because like, let's say like if you would have to like choose, oh, what would you pick, like to be in love or to like to do like your career and stuff? And I honestly would like say like, I feel like I would have more of an impact, but who am I, right? God ultimately decides. But I feel like I would have more of an impact in the world, like just like really focusing on like the projects and ideas that God has given me, versus like, okay, let me have a family. Like, I love that idea. I feel like that's what I always wanted my whole life. And then it's like, now I feel like more so like, if God gave me so much like to do, right, why would I give this up? Like, it's like a baby. It's like, it's like, we're in a relationship, and this is the kids that he's giving me. It's like, I'm gonna have to, he didn't give me, maybe not a man, like, kids. I'm only 28, but we don't know what the future is. But in all realness, and like all the realness of the world, like this, and actually like being career focused, you know how they say like they talk about like they say black women in America like they're like so career driven, so they're not like, and it's like honestly like I feel that like I kind of like aspire to be like that, and it's not like, and I'm not gonna complain about it because I am like saying not like that's kind of like what I choose for, like I feel like I could do so much more, like it'd be so much more helpful. Cause like in relationships, it's still fun though. I feel like it's something that could still happen. But like if I had to like truly choose, like if God said this or that, like me and you cultivated this. Like I'm gonna go with you. Like ultimately, like I have to. I never experienced the other side, so like in a real way. So so you know. But love is great though. And if love comes like in your life, right, if you're like feeling like how I'm feeling, like if love comes in your life, I feel like you should totally take the opportunity for love, because that's God too, smiling, being all cutesy and all that stuff that lovers do. Yeah. Oop, I didn't even realize that thing was like that. But yeah, that's it right there. Goodness, peace, love, prosperity, health, longevity. The plans that God gives you is like your relationship with God. Like that's you being the bride. Like that's you, like you working for God, or like you doing things for God. Like those are like little gestures that you do. He gives you like, it's like God is giving you like like your man or whatever, or your whatever. Like let's say your boss. Let's just say it like that, because like that's what happened in the book, right? I don't know the exact, but like he gives everybody like a gift, like you get me? He gives everyone, he gave the first one bag of money, he gave the second one 10, and he gave the other one, I don't know the numbers exactly, but I know he gave one, he gave one like 3, he gave the other one maybe like 5 or 10. And like they did what they did with the money. The one that got one bag, I think he just buried the bag. He's like, oh, I ain't wanna like, I wanted it to have it just in case he came back. And he was just like, really, like, why, like you could at least put it in the bank. You could at least, do something with it. Like you could have done something with like what I gave you. So like I want to cultivate. I want to be. I want to like, I want to do something with everything that God gave me. Like I'm in my way. In my way, because you got to use what you have, like until you realize you have more, and then you can use more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's kind of like that. So my advice is really like to cultivate, the cultivate the gifts that God gives you, like inside of you. Like work what God gave you. Like check what your mama gave you. You know what I'm saying? Like work what God gives you, and then let him like elevate you, so we're to a place where it's like different. Like you get me? Like let him let him like elevate you for real. Like God can really do that, right? And you don't even have to, and the crazy thing is you don't even have to be so deep. Like you just there like for the vibe. Purely vibes. Pure vibes. Pure vibes. Move your body. Move your body in the sky with it, You just there, pure vibes. Pure, fast one. Move your body. Like you just chill it, and then whole time God like elevates you, takes you somewhere else, and it's like, dang, oh, So yeah, be just be who you are though. Like honestly, it's not. Something tells me it's not good to forget it's not good to forget the people that help you grow. It's not good to forget those people. It's not good to forget. It's not good to bite the hand that feeds you, is basically what I'm trying to say. It's not good to do that. You know why I'm saying that? Because everything that happened with Moses, the Israelites, and the Egyptians, I don't think it did. I don't think it had to go down like that. Like, in hindsight, but it did, right? For a lesson. But if that's something to do in the future, you don't need to do it like that. Like, I'm not even joking, because honestly, the Bible kind of points to that, because look at the people in Jesus's lineage. Like, these people will be considered like, some of them will be considered like quote unquote bad people. So it's like, it's just kind of shows that if the Egyptians were really like bad, like that bad for like, slavery. And even now, like you could even say the people that are Christians, they also had slaves, you know. Some people say that didn't exist. I mean, maybe it didn't exist for you, but I'm pretty sure there's people that have memories. So, maybe not you, but somebody. But anyway, so like yeah, so it's kind of like it just kind of shows like it just kind of shows that God, yeah, like it didn't have to go down like that. If it was, people say it's because he hit the rock. No, I think the reason, if Moses didn't make it to the promised land for any reason, it was because of how he, like, what he did with, like, the Egyptians. Like, he didn't have to treat them like that. Like, he didn't have to, like, make it go down like that. It didn't have to go down like that. But, human beings, he had, like, anger issues, right? So, but he was close to God. But either way, God still, like, was able to, like, take whatever happened, and Jesus Christ came and, made everything, like, cleanse everything, even like cleanse, because he cleanses your heart. Like, he has to clean your heart. Like, it's filthy. Like, you going to him, like, he changed the people around him too, like, to be more, more, more understanding of each other. And that was a lot of work too, but with the people he was with. But that, people always say is like, no, it's because of that, because you just don't do that. You don't have to do it like that. Like, it doesn't have to be that. And dang, like, the way things happen, and it's like, I apologize that that's what all that had to happen, just because of, like, por una, for I want to say por una mentira mi amor se fue. That's what I song, but no. But I want to say it's like that action was wrong. And like, we can still, and thank you God, thank you Jesus, thank you Holy Spirit, that like Jesus came to this earth and did what he did. Because if it wasn't for what he did, like, if it wasn't for what he did, our actions of like forgetting our past, getting so angry with our past, like our past life, the people, how they treated us and everything, or like, how we perceived it or how we perceive it, God does not like that. Like, he wants you to be like grateful in everything. Like, gratitude is the best attitude. Like, and it's because it's not, I don't know if anyone ever like explained it with like a biblical story, like why gratitude, but that is why gratitude is the best attitude, because you don't do that. Even if they do you harm, that's what Jesus kind of saying, give the other cheek. You just gotta keep, you gotta sustain, and you leave things in a good way. You have to, like, you can't leave things in a negative way. Like, you have to leave it positively. You gotta, like, in every situation, you gotta do it, like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta do it in a positive way, like, not in a negative way, not in a hateful way. You get me? Like, when you're doing things in life. And that's something that I feel like I learned, and I always like I feel like I'm always able to like do that. What I mean by that is, like, okay, I'm gonna get mad, but I'm going to apologize later. I'm gonna feel bad about it later, like pray about it later. Like, it's gonna be something that I bring up. And the only reason that I can even like know to like that I can bring it up to God, and after learning things, is because, and actually be heard without me having to go, like, because who has an extra goat on hand? Like, who got 2 goats? Hey, that costs money, but that's how they would do it though. That's how you cleanse yourself. But because of Jesus Christ, like, what he did, um what he did, like, on the cross for our sins, being who he was, and coming back, it really is just like, it cleanses you, and it opens something, like a whole new door, like a whole new, like, possibility. There's so many people that feel like, because of certain things, like, oh no, this is what's in my my birth chart, like, this is like destined to happen. But I feel like God can give you something like greater, like, like, or at least, because things are destined to happen, but like, let's say something bad is supposed to happen, God can make it something good for you to happen. Like, he can switch it, I believe that. I believe in miracles. So, like, I really do. Like, if God could, like, I really do. God, I really do believe that God can like do that like in an instant, like just whoop, you're good, like boom. And it's because of like Jesus Christ, like because of that, like it's such a like a, it's such a big spiritual like tea. Like everyone already recognizes him, but yeah, but we're gonna do a little 1 2 1 2 little song. We were listening to bachata today, but we're gonna try to get a little bit more on the lit side. So we're gonna do no, not that one. Blacky Beat. I like this one. Oh, this one. Hold on, Mr. Killer. But yeah, but yeah. The whole like unforgiveness thing is like, and the thing is, it's like sometimes when you're like in a situation with someone, or like it's, you feel as if like entering back into the space with them is gonna bring the same thing, but it's like it may not bring the same problems. It may actually be like something positive. You just have to be more so like open to like receive that, if that makes sense. And you know, you have to, it's really like, what do they say, like the day is coming, like I don't know, I still want to say like the day of the day, but the I think that already passed, right? That's like a Mexican thing. The curses Moses speak on, the name Dominican was given to you, the Spanish language was given to you, the Israelites were said to lose their heritage. Yeah. It's because I'm talking and I don't want to go inside yet. So, but yeah, that's kind of like what I'm saying. That's kind of like what I'm saying though. Like I feel like it's you know, and once we like see, well, we see, let's just say every day I believe more and more. Like every day, like I believe more and more, and I believe that God will take me to like the very end of like, you know, of what it is that I would like to see, all the good things that like we spoke about, and we just void all the negative things, because none of that has to happen. Because what glory, what like, what is it, cause to envy, what cause to envy if everything I said, and with people knowing things that I've done, and me like losing everything, or me having like a bad outcome in my life, or like me failing, like imagine that, like what cause to envy would that be if what is written isn't true? Like if I just lose it all, like if I just, that's really the thing. And it says that in the Bible, like, because other people are gonna be like, oh my God, like how did this person get that? Like I'm prettier than her, or like, oh, I dance better than her, or I sing better than her, or I look better than her, or I'm better than her, or whatever. Like just women or like men, or I like this, whatever the thing, whatever the reason. It would be like, what are they doing? There's people that are interested in spiritual things. There's people that are gonna be like just different things. The center is the spiritual. You can't do nothing without the spiritual. And everyone has their own, their own cheeky. So yeah. But that's how I feel though. And honestly, I know that I'm good no matter what, because of what happened, in that day when it happened. What is it, what is depicted in the Passion of Christ? I wasn't there, but they have like, that's how they depicted it though. And it's kind of really sad when you read it. It's like how they said like everything, how it's like what happened to him for real. It kind of makes you feel as if like, wow, like all of that just for me is like, dang. And it's like, for all of us, honestly, he said all who believe. So it's like all that for all of us, and it's a test too, to forgive those people, anyone that oppressed you, anyone that took that you like. It's a gift to like, it's a gift for them to be okay, and for you to be okay, because it's like, nah, if God is gonna save me, he could save them too, because God did this whole thing because of me. You know what I'm saying? Like God made all this happen. So my people, I gotta get the spiritual. I gotta get the spiritual. I gotta get straight music more in a little bit, but yeah, like, so I just want to let you guys know that we will make it to the very end, and we will live many beautiful years, God willing. Si Dios quiere, and we hope que Dios quiera. Pero si Dios no quiere, you know, like that's it. But what do you what? How do you get them? Every day. Jesus Christ, the only way. God bless all the ones that are around you and that want to stay. Jesus Christ, the only way. Amen. Yeah. This is a good song. I feel lit right now, I'm not gonna lie. Hija mía, escúchame, soy tu padre. Hija mía, escúchame, soy tu padre. Alright, I gotta go. Because I am about to pop like and drop it. Pop like and drop it. Pop like. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, that song came out. But anyways, we outside though. Outside the car. But anyways, yeah, love everybody. You know, it's kind of difficult sometimes, like in life, to deal with people. Trust me. I know I get annoyed, very annoyed, get very like, ugh, you know, sometimes. And that's just like because I'm dealing with my own stuff and everything like that. So, and I like to be free. And like sometimes when I feel like I gotta contain myself, I just get so like, ugh, you know. But you know, once you start flying, it's hard to just like unfly, you know, and be still like a caterpillar. Like, you know, it's nice to be free, but sometimes the butterfly stops at a little tree. You're like, you know, it looks around, boom, 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 and then it goes fluttering around again. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this like live or whatever, and it's been 37 minutes on this. I enjoyed my time. There's many people going live tonight. Check out people's lives. Like, you know, that's so funny. Check out people's lives. Like people talking to you, sharing pieces of their life, sharing pieces of advice. Like right now, this is like the light in people. I know people talked a lot about people that like give messages on here. I think love messages are great. Like, you know, that's great to give someone like hope of love, but give them hope of like, you know, self, like, because there's a lot of people that watch things about love, but they don't even have like understanding of who they are themselves. So yeah, I feel like that's a more positive thing to talk about. Like, I need you to get more focused on you, growth in you. Like my mom used to tell me that so much. Like, you need to focus on, and the thing is, she understands that I'm literally focusing on me. I'm like, yeah, I want to do this, and she's like, you need to focus on you. I'm like, that is me. But I think she was meant like physically type vibe, whatever. But I'm like, no, that's me. Like, that's what I'm focused on. But anywho, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, like I think that we as like human beings, as women, mainly as women, we, you know, I'm saying we, because me too. Like sometimes I get into my little like lovey-dovey and I'm like, damn, what the heck, you know. But sometimes though, like we as women, like at least the ones that I know, I don't know every woman, but I know there's a lot of women out there that feel like this, that like they are male centered, where like they want to be in a relationship, they want that life. And it's like, I don't fault them, because I understand, like, you know, you want like if you were like a little girl watching like movies or stuff like that, and it's like not to fault the movies, but it's just like something even culturally that certain things like are put into you, like, you know, and like certain desires, like when you're like, you know, but as a little kid, but as you get older, whatever. The point I'm trying to make is that like I don't think that like telling people like always about like the love. I feel like love should always be like a surprise, but like goals, how to get, like, you know, how to grow, things like that. Those are things that people should be like seeking. Love stuff is like, that's gonna come, and that should always be a surprise. It's more fun. It's more interesting. It's more like fairy tale like. It's more beautiful. It's like a secret, like, you know, it's a surprise. And this is a surprise that God gives you, right? Like, you meet someone and like you feel a connection with someone, and then like God puts it together. He makes it into a surprise or whatever. But like, messages that a lot of people give out is like about love. Like, I see a lot of people talking about love, but talk about like growth, like spiritual things, about like growth, things like that. Use your gift to like actually develop people versus like just telling them about love. But we all love love though, you know. A good love reading is never like out the question, you know. A good little love message is never out the question. I'm like, oh, let me see what this is about, because it's interesting. But I feel like for people's growth in like different areas in the world, like it will benefit them more to speak to them about like growing themselves, about like, you know, feeding their interests, like being creative, like doing things like that, versus just giving them like, oh, get you a man that will spend. Like, that's good, great. We all want a man that will spend, you know. That's like goals. Like, if it's a man that we want, it's like, yeah, like a man that was like that is like generous, a generous man. That's the type of man that like every woman would like desire. I mean, maybe not every woman. Like, there's some women that they desire a man to have like other qualities over the pockets. But anyways, I'm not gonna get too deep into the subject. But yeah, like everyone would desire that, because you have a connection with God, so you want to build. So, you know, that's something to consider. But again, that's something to consider for those people that get me. But it's like, you know, but nonetheless, yeah, so I think that will help women more. It's like not like just securing the man, like just becoming you, like letting it flow, and then, you know, and then let it happen like naturally, like a really pretty thing. And it should be like a surprise, you know. Like, you could present something like, oh, I feel like but it's gonna be like better, like, you know, you already, that surprise was ruined, you know. You gotta like pull back in a sense and like live happily. You don't want a family one day, maybe one day. I mean, I'm sure I've never said I'm like against having it, but if I had to choose, I would say like you should like choose, like God does speak to women and stuff like that, like, and you know, it do what you're supposed to do, like, right, like work. Like, at the time, what is it, Rachel was getting, she was what, feeding them the animals or whatever. She was getting water for the animals. She was working, like, she wasn't like over here like, oh my man, like, you know, it was not that. That's how it never was, and I don't think it ever was that. Because like, even in those times, like, you know, there was like everyone had a role, because you had to function. Like, men would hunt, women would, you know, whatever, hunting or whatever they would do, carpenting, and women maybe like made clothing. And it was just like a system, like, okay, you guys do the heavy stuff, we're gonna just chill and we're gonna do this stuff, you know. You get me? Like, I don't know, it was just like the way that they like spread the chores, I guess, amongst each other. But the reason why I'm saying that is because this is like the roles or whatever, like, you know. I don't know if you guys are understanding me, but the roles, you know, it's just to make it one. I low-key should go inside though, because I gotta go get ready. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to me. You know, I can keep going all day. I can keep going all day, but I think the most important thing that I said was that like, you know, let God, you know, if you left some things in the past like in a not good state, make peace. Go talk to God about it, make peace with it. Don't do what Moses did. Although it's kind of cool that Moses had all that power. Woohoo, that's cool. God can do all that through a person, right? So since we know he could do all that through a person, and then he could also say, no, you're not going nowhere, we got to give thanks to Jesus Christ, because I'm sure at one point in your life you did the same thing. Yep. At one point in your life, you had a moment where you gave, what is it, a pataleta? No, I don't know. Like, you gave like a, I don't know. I think that's what it's called in Spanish, when you like a tantrum. When you have like a tantrum or whatever, like you've had a tantrum before, I'm sure. One day you were like, oh, you were like mad and no one could like calm you down, or like you just live mad. I don't know. Like, you just got this because nothing turned out how you wanted it to be. But yeah, so because of Jesus Christ and our ancestors. We're able to actually live because God actually has a connection with us, you know, and God actually loves us. But He also does not play about Him, like about what He represents. So none can go to Him unless it's through Jesus Christ. It is just like we're close and everything, but yeah, just so you know, He's my favorite. Just so everyone's clear, Jesus Christ is my favorite. Like, I love you guys. Yeah, but you gotta go to Him. Without Him, you guys can't talk to me. I respect God. God, you're great. Thank you, Jesus. All right, you guys.